Question doing the rounds in Wall Street is whether Google's Tensor TPUs and Amazon's Trainium chips going to kill Nvidia's business. Is this the end of Nvidia as we know it? And my answer to that is no. First, the secret sauce to Nvidia is just not the chips and just not the GPUs. It's got a 17-year-old secret sauce which is called CUDA. CUDA is a software ecosystem and a set of programming languages that are now standard and used by AI scientists world over in building programming languages and programming for AI. And it means that if someone else has to have that head start, they will have to rebuild a design language and a programming language that has to get developer traction. And recreating 17 years of effort on a platform that Nvidia has used for such a long time on a new platform like an AMD or a Google is not going to be easy. It's not impossible, but again, recreating it in a short span of time is going to be very difficult. The second one is that the Trainium chips and the Tensor Tensor chips, TPUs, the Tensor processing units of Google, are not GPUs. They are ASICs. They are application-specific integrated circuits, which means that they are very, very specialized chips for specialized applications, and mostly to optimize what the performance of the Amazon cloud or the Google clouds. The GPU of Nvidia, think of it like a Swiss Army knife. It does everything. It does inference, it does training. So all of the big hyperscalers for all of the frontier training are still going to be using these advanced chips, which are the GPUs, and they're going to be using some of the in-house chips to reduce costs for some of the internal processes that does not require that level of complicated processing, that does not require that level of workload management. So long story short, I think Nvidia is still going to have a very, very significant market. It's just that the demand is so much more than the supply at this point in time that these companies are now trying to be, one, cost optimal, reduce their cost footprint, and also try to see if all of the AI workloads which are specialized, which can be done through their chips, are done parallelly, but they are still going to be buying a lot of Nvidia chips. Now granted, there's always a risk of an AMD or another player coming along the way, or a Broadcom coming along and building these GPUs and building it more efficiently. But my bet is on the fact that because of the software ecosystem that Nvidia has created, it's going to be a significant competitive advantage for a sustained period of time. There is going to be margin compression that we might be seeing. There is going to be cases where Nvidia might drop its prices for customers to retain them. In some cases, if there is viable competition from AMD and Broadcom. But if that's not the case, I think Nvidia will still have a very strong foothold on the GPU market. All right, that's it for now. Cheers.